Hey everyone, it's me here at Kimball. It's time for a mini bed gardening update. I did one in the fall, but now it's spring. I hope it's spring. We'll probably get more snow, but in any event, it's a beautiful day. The wind has died down and the sun came out. So I'm feeling good, feeling like I better talk to you a little bit about my mini bed garden because I know a lot of people are interested in this concept. A lot of people are following this concept, and so I want to keep the ball rolling. I am going into my 9th growing season here in this mini bed garden, in this infrastructure that I have set up. It's holding together. It's all good. Last year, I think it was last year, I started replacing some of the mini beds frames, the mini bed frames, I should say, because they rot. They're not plastic. They're not pressure treated. They're just regular pine. They tend to rot, but it took 7, 8 years they lasted before they were so bad that I needed to start replacing some of them. Last year I showed this compost bin that goes together with boards. The compost bin was over there. That's my compost from last year. I turned it out of the bin and covered it up for the winter, and I put the boards under my shed, and I just put them up yesterday. And I had enough leaves around the yard, kind of, they blew into little heaps, very convenient, and I practically filled this thing. Of course, it's going to compress down quite a bit, but we got to start on the compost pile for this year. It's time, I think, for me to plant peas and spinach and things like that, but I haven't yet. We're getting really close, and I could be planting. Let me show you some things. I'm thinking it would be interesting to sift some of this compost, see what I've got for all my efforts last year. Well, it looks like mice holes in there. And this is my little sifter. I have a video that shows how to make this with the reinforcing wire. And these are very handy. They fit right on top of a bucket. Now that I'm doing mini bed gardening, my compost needs are less. This compost is a little wet. Try to get the drier stuff there. There's no real need to sift it, but I do like to sift it. There's a corn cob. To get out the corn cobs and the Legos and things like that. We don't have Legos in the compost anymore. My kids are all grown up and gone, but yeah, this is a little wet, but this compost is absolutely gorgeous. That's going to be nice to add that into the mini beds. Dry that off and I'll be able to sift it a whole lot faster. If you've watched my videos, you know that last year I planted these hascaps or honeyberries, and they look like they're still alive. Yeah, so these are going to get really big, is my understanding. That one's full of buds. Look at that. Look at that. Nice. I actually got berries last year, just a few. So just yesterday, I uncovered all of my mini beds planted to garlic. I have a layout of 13 garlics in each mini bed, and that appears to be the ideal layout. I've done that for many years. My soil here is not too hard, so I can just give them a pull. And that one came up pretty clean. Usually they have a lot of soil on them. But yeah, that's a typical bulb right there. Very nice. Yeah, we've got a little soil on that. Another one. So yeah, this is it. Very pleasant task to unearth these garlics, these bulbs like that. Are you seeing that? Lovely, lovely garlics. They do so well for me. I put feather meal, good amount of feather meal in the soil when I planted these, so they've got what they need. And this is partially shredded leaves that are in these beds. As I've explained in the past, partially shredded leaves, which are partially shredded because I ran over them with the lawnmower before raking them up, they stay in place. They don't blow away. I think this is a fantastic thing. If you have deciduous trees and the leaves, get them in the beds. Make use of them in the beds. And here's mini beds that are covered with partially shredded leaves, and they were puffed up more, but they had the snow, heavy snow load on them. And let's take a look under this to see how nice the soil is. And yeah, you can see, beautiful. It looks like that compost. It's just crumbly, moist, beautiful soil. It's ready for planting. Just take those leaves off. Actually, what I'll do with these leaves is we'll remove the frame, and all around the perimeter here, underneath, I'll push these leaves under. So there's some organic matter for the worms under, all the way around the perimeter. And yeah, those leaves don't go to waste. I'll use them for mulch, mulch also. But a lot of them will get pushed under the perimeter, back here, 6, 8, 9 inches, and they'll serve a purpose, a good purpose. Feed the biology, okay? Here is, I think that was celery. Yeah, that was a celery bed that I never removed. So that kind of protected the soil. But you see the soil is drier, a little bit. Still, anything covering that soil over the winter. A cover crop, dead foliage from last year's crop, or these leaves. Now you will recall, if you watched last fall's video, that I tried something different here. I didn't have the opportunity to shred enough leaves to fill the mini beds. So what I did was I put unshredded leaves, and I covered with that plastic, that 1 mil seasonal plastic. So these, there's something growing right there. Yeah. This soil also absolutely beautiful underneath those leaves through the winter. Rather than leave the soil bare, I got the leaves and they didn't blow away because I put the plastic over it. And the plastic has held it up. You know, it's been very windy, and I'll save those pieces and I'll reuse them. That's inexpensive 1 mil plastic. So right here is a bucket of charcoal that I sifted out yesterday. Used the same sifter screen. It's a 1/4 inch grid, by the way, and hardware cloth. And through the winter, I took the ashes out and dumped them in a pile where there was, you know, snow, and I put snow on top of it. So I have a pile behind my workshop of ashes and charcoal. And I just, today, things have dried out enough where I could sort some of this out, sift it out, I should say, and I will be grinding this with a garbage disposal. It's this simple right here. We'll get a little water in there. It works really well, and I get very small biochar as a soil amendment. That's what we're after, the biochar. That's all in my book, the Planet Whiz Bang Idea Book for Gardeners. Check that out if you haven't. It's on Amazon, or it's available from Planet Whiz Bang. So I'm going to finish up now by showing you where I'm going to get material for no cost to build new mini bed frames. So this little shed that you see right here is a chicken shed. We used to have chickens in it when the kids were young, and it was a good experience for them. I asked my middle son the other day, do you have good memories about the chicken shed? And he said, oh yeah. It's like, that was good. That was what I wanted to hear. And he was sincere. But anyway, we had a mess of chickens, and we had a yard off this way, and we threw all our garden refuse, kitchen refuse in there, and those chickens turned it into compost, basically. They shredded it up. It was beautiful. But that's another subject. What I want to tell you about is you got to watch out where you walk here, because the floor is a little rotten. The whole thing's rotten. This is probably 30 years old, and it's made of 2x4s. 2x4 framing, 2x4 rafters, and 2x4s are what I need to make replacement mini bed frames, because those mini bed frames, they do not last forever, and chicken sheds don't last forever. I'm not going to last forever. That right there is the international headquarters of Planet Whiz Bang. That's my mail order business, and you may notice, I think you can see, there's some scaffold set up back there. I kept my scaffold in here. That's been moved. I'm going to miss this little shed, as rough as it is. There was a wall here with doors, by the way. So I got to get a roof on the international headquarters, and I'm set up back there. That's what that's all about. Now I want to just tell you how I'm going to get this shed down without climbing up on the roof and messing around up there. I am going to do something that I did once before with a pretty good size carriage house, like a garage behind an old house in Auburn, New York. Years ago, I was in the trades then, and the customer wanted that out of there, and they wanted a nice 2-car garage in place of it. So we had to get it out of there, and what we decided, my business partner and I, was that we would pull all the siding off. And it was like 1x boards all the way around, pine, tongue and groove, for siding. And so we did that. That wasn't too hard. We popped those boards off. There might have been a couple angle braces. We took those off, so it was a calm day. And so that building was, frame building was there with none of that siding to hold it secure. There was no bracing of any kind, so it was kind of jiggly with a roof, a steep, considerable roof on it. And then we tied a rope by the, above the door on the front, and we pulled, and that thing just went right over. It just went perfectly, just bam, right down. So the roof was on the ground. That's what I'm going to do here. I've got the siding loose, but it's kind of behind the soffit up there. I didn't want to tear the soffit out. So the siding is kind of secured at the top. I'm just going to take a skill saw, electric skill saw, get my ladder. I'm going to go along the soffit at the top and cut the plywood loose. So that'll fall away, and then I'll get on the other end and I'm going to push it. And it's going to fold right over. And then I'll be able to work on the roof real easy. You never know what you're going to get on this channel. File that away. That's a good idea. It works. But I just don't want it to go sideways and hit the international headquarters there. So I got a little brace here. It's been windy. I'm running my mouth. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. It was kind of a spur of the moment video, but the sun was shining, the wind was down, the mini bed garden was out there, and I'm getting excited about the growing season. I hope you're getting excited about growing season too. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.